Welcome back to Hot Rod Garage. I'm Tony Angelo. It's my buddy Lucky Costa.
Hello.
Today we're going to do the impossible. We're going to build a fun, cheap Mopar.
But seriously, what are we doing?
Now, that's what we have to do.
Honestly?
Yeah, because I look back over this year and we haven't touched a Dodge or Plymouth product in forever. I think they're awesome.
I do love the Plymouth.
For sure, but here's the deal. It is the end of our season. We've spent most of our budget on some top tier builds. Twin Pala.
Twice as many motors, twice as much money.
And our wide body Corvette.
Twice as wide, twice the money.
I was trying to spend under 5,000 bucks and it took me forever. I'd find stuff that was rusty, X-Drag cars that were chopped up, find stuff that was like no paperwork, which we can't have here at MotorTrend.
Or way too nice to own.
I found one 1973 Duster that ticked all the boxes.
Did you check Northern California?
Yeah.
Southern California?
Yeah.
Arizona?
Everywhere.
Wow.
Up and down the western seaboard, all the way to Texas. Nothing, and then I found this local. So this is our 1973 Duster that I found in the Pacific Palisades. It came with a bunch of great parts, it has a title, and most importantly, we could actually afford this thing. $2,250. The deal with this car is that it's a mess, right? It has really nice seat covers and carpet, but it's missing the rest of the interior panels. The grille looks great, no headlights or bezels. I don't trust much of anything on this car, but for $2,250, you cannot go wrong with a car like this. It's a deal. Yeah, it's still a screaming deal. It came with a V8 under the hood. It's got a 318 that the guy claims was a 0 miles since rebuild that looks like it's been stored underwater for a couple of years.
0 miles means he never got it to run.
Yeah, lots of zip ties, some crazy lugged together. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think you work for the phone company.
This motor isn't gonna do what we need it to, and it's gonna come out anyway because it's just not gonna do the job. All right, let's get under here because it's way funnier underneath.
Oh yeah, going up.
Car has decent looking wheels and tires on it. The front on these cars stick out further than the rear, so it's already a little bit weird, and this car is a little bit more pronounced in that way. You can see here, this is a US car tool piece. It ties the front end together. These Bilstein shocks look legit. It's got an aftermarket front sway bar setup, and it has this QA1 strut bar that takes out a bunch of slop, so that's good stuff. This is the extent of the exhaust. It's just a flexible tube.
Who do you think makes these pipe cleaners?
Oh, I don't know, man. Probably Edelbrock. There's good stuff, just nothing's quite dialed or finished. One long week on this thing will turn into something. So this is the heart of our build. It is a 2005 5.7 liter Gen III Hemi engine. And these are pretty boss, right?
These are pretty boss.
This car came with 150 horsepower 318. This thing makes 345 bone stock through exhaust manifolds.
This thing poops 150 horsepower.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, and what's cool is we're gonna do this whole thing with budget in mind. It's still a huge upgrade. This motor was 1,500 bucks, the car was 2,250, and we're gonna jam it in there on the cheap. Ready to get started?
Hashtag on the cheap.
On the cheap.
Do it, Tony.
He's got that aftermarket booster you gotta watch out for.
I sure could go for an Arnold Palmer right now.
Yeah.
Ready?
All right, so we yanked up this engine. It's supposed to be 318, 0 miles, rebuild. As you can see, it looks like a dirty old sea monster. That's why we're not gonna run this thing. So we're gonna have a look at it and just see how much nonsense. Oh yeah, look at it. This has a bunch of miles on it, and it doesn't look like it was rebuilt at all.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's factory installed dirt and grime.
This is an old junk motor that he stuck some headers on, as we figured. So this is our 727 Torque Flight transmission. These were regarded as the toughest automatics made back in the day. I spent like 300 bucks on this one. It's supposed to be a good used transmission. What I'm gonna do is put a shift kit in it. Now I'm seeing some metal here. That's the filter. That's good, right? She'll be fine, maybe. The idea to save money is this. I got a B&M Trans Pack, which is just a shift upgrade kit, which does stuff like quicker shifts, lets you downshift at any speed, it'll hold first gear as long as you want. If this thing is smoked, we'll get into it, but when you're trying to save money, you're always taking a gamble on used parts. So did I lose a bet to wind up with this job, or how'd that work?
Yeah.